Hi everyone, it's Faouzi Daghistani here in Melbourne, Australia. I'm filming this video at the front of my house, and the reason I put this video together is because I wanted to share a message for you that I shared on yesterday's ANZ webcast. We have a webcast here in Australia, New Zealand every Monday night at 8:30 p.m. local time, and there was something I wanted to get across, and I'm hoping that for people that are watching this video, they can hear that message and get a bit of an understanding of it as well. And the message is simply this, is that we are in a unique period of history right now, particularly with Agel enterprises. And here's what I say that is, a lot of people are talking about, you know, if you're with a company in its very origins and when the roots are starting to get through the ground, there's a lot of trouble there, and there's a lot of things that we have to endure, and there's a lot of roads that you have to pull down and make highways with and make freeways with, and there could be something there that the average person looks at and thinks, do I really want to endure all of that? But I've got to tell you that what my experience is, and from what I can see around me, is that this is the best part of a company's growth to be part of. And here's why. If we look at history, and if we look at what they, you know, what's recorded in movies and books and so forth, what do they record? They don't look at what's happened to a company 15, 20 years down the track. They make movies about the origins of that company, the people that were in there from the start. For example, if we look at, you know, a recent movie that came out, The Social Network, that was made about the founders of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, and the guy that founded and helped him get things off the ground, Eduardo Saverin. So that movie was made, and those two people were focused on as being part of the reason Facebook got off the ground. Yeah, there were some challenges there, but that's what made the movie exciting, and what made the story as to be something worth listening in and watching into. If you look at McDonald's, I mean, in McDonald's, they don't make a movie about the franchisees that are buying today. They make the movie about, if they make the story, especially the book Grinding It Out, you read that story, and the story is about Ray Kroc and the McDonald brothers and the initial franchisees getting things off the ground, and the bumps in the road that those people had to endure, and how they got things off the ground there. If you look at Microsoft, for example, who do we talk about when we talk about Microsoft? We don't talk about the people that are leading the charge today. We talk about the story about Bill Gates, how he had those people in the garage and he gave them the offer as to who wanted to be with him. And Paul Allen was another famous guy that was there with him at the time, and he helped get Microsoft off the ground. So they're the stories that are being created. And the question for you is this, is we are creating an Agel story today. And you need to think about where you want to be as part of that story, because we're getting things off the ground here. We're still a fresh, new, funky company. We're just in our 5th, 6th year now, and we're getting things off the ground really, really fast. And what you need to think about is, as we write the history of this company, which page of that history is your name on? That's what you need to think about. Now, I can tell you this, is that there's going to be a lot of things happening this year, and you need to consider, am I going to contribute and be part of the history and the growth of this company, particularly in this ANZ market right now? Here's what I've done. For example, you know, I've locked arms right now with my sponsors, David and Rhonda Rand, and what we're going to do is we're going to turn Melbourne, this city of Melbourne, into Agel country. We're going to make it and Agelize it. So you look at New Zealand, for example. I know there's leaders in New Zealand, you know, they're going to turn it not into New Zealand, they're going to turn it into New Agel. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're planning on right now. And this is all part of the growth and the story of this company, and the history that will be written about this company as well. So here is my tip for what you can do right now to make sure that you're part of this history. On September the 2nd and 3rd of this year, we're going to have Agel World 6. And I want you to think about this. I want you to think about what that event's going to be like. I want you to imagine landing in LAX from wherever you travel from on September the 1st, landing in Los Angeles Airport, and knowing that you're going off to the Salt Palace Convention Center and being part of this amazing event. And then I want you to consider this as well. Imagine when the chairman of the board gets to the stage and the roar of 6,000 plus people as Glenn Jensen is on that stage and addressing the crowd. Is that going to blow the roof off Salt Palace or what? You know, I can't wait for that day to arrive. But here's what else I can tell you. If you make that decision now to be part of that event, to think about now being at that event, then I guarantee you will go a long way to becoming part of the Agel story, the history of this company as it grows. When we write that story, when we write that history, your name will be in those books if you decide to make a decision now. That's it from me for today. I hope you got that, and I hope you get that into your bones, because I know from what I'm doing from now with David and Rhonda and myself, we're going to work on this market. We want to create a story here. We want to create history here. So why don't you go and create some history of your own. See you later.